Greetings, everyone. Hi, this is Alchemistic, the Gold Mine. And it's been a little while since I posted. Been taking a break, working some things out. But there's some things I want to share with you that I think are really valuable. There's a book. There's always a book, right? It's called It Works. Okay? And it's small. It's very, very thin. See? And very powerful. A mentor of mine, Stuart Wilde, once said that if the book is too big, then you need to, if it's too big to carry or it's too large or whatever, then there's something wrong with it. Most philosophies are at some point very simple. It's the genius that takes something that's very complicated and makes it very simple. If they do the other, so if they try to take something that's very simple and make it complicated, then they're trying to hide something. Okay. With that being said, this book, It Works. And basically what it is, it gives you three-step process. There's a plan. In the plan, what they say is there are three rules that you have to have this thing work for you. Number one, this is a book of manifestation. We all know this anyway, but it's good to have this because you want to be able to look this over and say, okay, let me see if I can do this, right? I'll explain to you why in a minute. So the first thing it says is you make a list. You write down on paper in order of importance all the things you want and conditions. Of course, we all do that anyway, right? Okay. Don't be afraid of wanting too much, blase, blase, blah, blah. Okay. And you change the list daily. You work through the list and see what's important, right? Don't be discouraged. Things happen, natural changes, whatever. Then what you do is you read this list. Number one, you read this list 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. Okay. So when you get up in the morning, you have it by your bedside. You read the list, you look it over, whatever. Then, lunch, noon, you may have it with you when you read it. You may keep it in a card in your wallet. Then, of course, then the next thing is at night before you go to sleep. Very important. The next thing you do is you think of what you want as often as possible. And I would say, see yourself having it. Of course, that's the old axiom, see what you see yourself having it and everything like that. See yourself experiencing it. See the price that you're going to pay for it. Now, this is real important. Suppose you are getting a car. Most people say, oh, I want the car, right? But think about, I'm going to have to pay for gas for that car. See yourself taking money out of your pocket or taking your card out and paying for gas for the car. And most people don't think about that. What you have to put into when you manifest something, right? So you manifest in a car, you're going to see what it requires to have a car. You see yourself, you may even, now this is painful, but you may see yourself standing in the line in the DMV. But you'll have the car. You get the whole 360 of the experience of it. We're going to talk about that in the future. That's called, that's another topic of conversation, but this is something that you can do. See yourself experiencing it from a 360, infinite degree viewpoint. Most people, all they can see is the honey and the sugar and all that kind of thing. But there's going to be things involved in it that are part of the whole experience. If you incorporate those in not such a way that it's so abrasive to you, that it's so it deters you from going after or creating this goal or creating whatever you want to create, but you incorporate it in such a way that it becomes an experience, then I believe it manifests faster because that's what you're going to manifest. If you can manifest a car, you're going to have to put gas in it. If you manifest a car, you're going to have to go to DMV. I had to go stand for a minute. I worked that anyway, but there's a way I worked that. You can do that too. but I had to stand in line a couple of times at the DMV. You're just going to have to do it. I had to go find car insurance. You know, you have to do it. I have to pay car insurance. So these are things, you know, you might want to incorporate in manifestation. That's just a little bone, little extra jewel left in the bag. So next thing is you don't talk to anyone about it. Now I've talked about this before. Do not tell anybody about what you're trying to do. Okay. You don't, it's just like, you know, the grandma was in the kitchen. You know, if she's in the kitchen, even her daughter can't come in the kitchen and stick her nose in grandma's pot. You don't let anybody stick their nose in your pot. They will ruin the meal. You understand what I'm saying? Not so much even intentionally, but unintentionally, they'll stick their nose in your pot and they don't know what you're trying to do. So you don't tell people about what you're trying to do. You'll see many times stars, musicians, whatever, talking about, I'm working on something. What are you working on? I can't tell you right now. They've got it to the point where it's a non-disclosure agreement that they can't talk about anything about the movie yet. Why is that? Because it ruins the flavor of the movie. You know, nobody wants to know, you know, in the end that the Hulk dies in a Marvel comic thing, or you know what happened in Endgame. You know, when everybody just disappeared and all like that. Nobody wants to know the end of that because it destroys the movie. You don't want people to know everything that you're working on. Okay. Same reason why, you know, you have the CIA and FBI. They have secrets. They're not going to tell you everything. They don't want you to know everything. Some things that people should know and some things you shouldn't. So when you're working on a project, you keep that quiet. Okay. So you're going to look at this. You're going to write it down. You're going to conceive of it. You're going to write it down. You're going to look at it 3 times a day, and you're not going to tell anybody about it. Now, does this work? The book is called It Works. Now, I recommend getting this book. This book cost me, you can see it. Let me see where it is. It cost me $1.50. I don't know if you can see that. The book cost me $1.50. Best $1.50 I ever spent. If you go on Amazon and see this book, I got to get an affiliation with Amazon because I got a lot of books I want to share with you. But anyway, if you go look on Amazon and look at this book, look at the number of stars that's connected with this book. And this book, I think, is up to $3. I think it's like $3.50 now. Go ahead and get it. It's worth it. And it's the story in it is it's kind of old. It's kind of dated a little bit, but in this realm of working with energy, it's never dated. If something works, the universal law that worked 10,000 years ago will work 10 minutes from now. You understand? There's a constant universe. The law will work. It's just a matter of you tinkering with the law. We're going to talk about that also because people will create something and they'll unravel it. You can also pair this with the pink bubble technique that I presented on the last video. That's really powerful. So what I want to share with you is I have this book, and they're about the same size. They kind of work together. I kind of carry them together, right? So in this book, I have things that I've written down, and I'm looking at it, and it's crazy because there's a certain type of car, and the color I wanted, I manifested it. I wanted a Mac for a studio. I manifested it. You just look through here and see all the things that, I mean, there's just like lists of things. A Tascam 8-track, Marshall Code, Zen Drive, musician stuff. And I have all this stuff. And this book, this is good to go with this. Now, what is the reason why you want to do this? Well, first of all, you want to look and see what's going on in the book, obviously, every day when you write down your list. But that's not the only reason you want to have it. You want to have this book as a receipt to the universe energy working. This is a receipt. You see? So anytime you have any kind of doubts about anything, you can look at this book and say, you build up a track record. Oh man, back in 2000 and something, blase, or I did this and I worked with this and I did with this. Okay. It's very good. These two work together for manifesting very well. So yeah, I really like this book. It's simple. It's small. If you look on the reviews on Amazon, it's crazy. It's just off the charts. The number of people have used this book and and works. People will say, well, AG, is this magic? It's only magic if you don't understand the law. You understand? If you focus on something, if you're thinking about something all the time, if you're putting your energy on something, that thing will come about because you're creating something called a thought form, right? What a thought form is, it's actually something that actually is a broadcasted energy in the air. If you do that enough, they accumulate. Okay, this is like I think for magic, but it's not really magic. It's physics, and metaphysics. They call it metaphysics because it's supposed to be a higher form of physics, but it's physics. When you work with an energy, you're thinking, you will see, the results of it. You know, there's a scene in Wall Street, the movie, where there's a look at the movie and you'll see it. Michael Douglas, Wall Street. There's a scene where there's a guy and he's really prosperous looking and he's standing on a street corner and he's dressed and he's looking in his watch and he's very very dapper, smart on the corner. And right next to him there's a guy and he's in disheveled clothes and he's scraping around in the gutter. And Michael Douglas says to Fox, he says, what's the difference between this guy and this guy? And obviously the difference is the way they think. So what you think about this, again, is a device to help you to rein in your thoughts and be able to control your energy. And there's a lot more of these kind of things I'm going to share with you anyway. But I hope everyone, I hope this is helpful. And I hope everyone had a lovely Thanksgiving. That's another thing. Gratitude. Give gratitude for the things that you have. If you want more, you don't pee on the plant to make it grow. You give it water. So you give gratitude for everything in your sphere, in your universe, your people, your family, your income. If you want the income to increase, you give gratitude for it. You give gratitude to your husband or your wife. If you don't want your wife to leave you, you give gratitude for what she does. You got to appreciate her for who she is. If you want your husband to be successful, don't tear him down. Support him. Okay. Your children also, don't tear your children down. If your children are not doing well in school, then try to help them do well in school. You don't tear them down. So you have gratitude. You give gratitude for your life. You don't have to be here. You could have been born a snail. So give gratitude in your life. But anyway, I ramble on. I want to give gratitude to my subscribers. This channel is growing. I haven't posted anything in a while, and I'm going to be posting some things now. I'm working through some things, and I want to say I'm grateful to all of you that have subscribed. If you haven't subscribed, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to my channel. We're having fun here. We're not necessarily. It's not a super serious thing a super serious thing, but it is a thing that I hope that will contribute to your life and your growth as a being in this incarnation and your journey through the infinite. And I just want to say I appreciate you. I'm glad that you have subscribed, brothers and sisters. Appreciate you, Brother S.D. Booker, Brother Soul, Brother Abdul, Brother Lone Star, all the brothers that, give a shout out to all the brothers that have helped me. Appreciate all of y'all brothers. And if you get a chance, come to the Power Circle. That's on Sunday nights. I think most of the time it's on Sunday nights, but look and see the Power Circle. There are a lot of powerful brothers on that circle, and they'll give you some really powerful information. We talk about some really powerful things. So that being said, wish everyone a happy holiday, and don't slay your dragons, ride them.